Hello, YouTube. This is the look I'm doing today. Don't look at my lash glue. I know it's still wet. It was like still drying. Don't look at it.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am wearing a top, so if you see my tube top disappear at any point and I look naked like right now, I am wearing a tube top. It's my little Tommy Hilfiger like bandeau top. I love it so much. But yeah, this is the makeup look that I'm going to be doing today. It's a super smoky, sultry look using the Too Faced chocolate bar palette that I've been loving so much. I use a shade that I don't typically reach for. The purpose of it was to use this shade here, Black Forest Truffle, and it came out really nice. I love this makeup so much. I feel so cute. I also got some new lashes from the same ones. They're the same style as I was using before, but these are a newer version of them, so they're not as janky this time. I'm just really feeling this look. I hope you guys are too. It looked so sexy. I don't know, I keep seeing other people going to formals wearing makeup like this, and I never go for this kind of a smoky look when I do formals. I always go for like the same like smoky eye flared look, so I decided to switch it up and I feel so cute. I think I might do this more often. It looks really like I'm actually really into this. If you'd like to see how I got it, then please keep on watching. You guys just saw me go from 100 to 0. Not saying my plain like bare face is 0, but like I always feel so weird that you guys just saw me in like full glam, completely done, and then you snap and you see me like this, completely like naked face. Not that I have a problem with my naked face. I wear it, my normal face, like without makeup all the time. But I don't know, kind of a contrast. I'm going to hop straight in now. The foundation I'm going to be using today is one that I actually haven't shown yet on my channel. This is the Anna Sui Sui foundation, and it looks like this. Look how cute this foundation bottle is. It's a little love heart. If I ever designed my own like makeup brand, if you know me, I love hearts, and so I would totally be inspired to make like love heart shaped makeup packaging. How cute. Also, this foundation smells divine. It smells like roses. This is a really nice foundation. I was actually gifted this by my mum's cousin. She didn't want this anymore, and so she gave it to me, and I'm loving it. It actually like is a really good shade match for my skin tone, which is lucky. I'm guessing because we're all family, we're probably all similar-ish skin tones. I was a little worried that it might be too dark or too light for me, but no, it matches really well, which is really lucky. How gorgeous is all the detail on this bottle? Like there's so many swirls, even the lid, and then the pump is just like a normal good pump. I actually really like the pump on this foundation. This is the shade 102. It's also SPF 20. There's 30 mils. This is called the Anna Sui Liquid Foundation, and I've been loving this so much recently. I'm so grateful that she thought of me when she was decluttering that out of her life, because this foundation is so loved and welcomed in my life. You know, sometimes if something's no longer making you happy, give it to someone else and maybe it'll be their treasure. You know, one man's junk is another man's treasure. Sometimes I get rid of makeup products and give them to my sister and they become her favorite, or give it to a friend and it becomes their favorite. And this was my time to get gifted something, and this is definitely one of my new favorites. I don't think I would have ever picked this foundation up for myself because it's not something that I would have like typically gone out to purchase, but now that I have it, I love this foundation so much. It's just like a really nice full coverage kind of matte satin finish foundation. It's not like too matte to the point that it's like intense or anything, but it's not like a low coverage foundation. This is very high coverage. It's nice and intense, and I feel like I can really cover everything that I want to cover with this foundation. You probably could sheer it out if you wanted to, but I like high coverage, so I've been loving this foundation so much recently. I'm just blending it in with this Real Techniques, I don't know what it's called. It's like one of their buffing brushes. I really like it. It's more of a dense brush, and I'm also going to be, of course, taking this down my neck just to make sure that I match it with my skin tone of my body a little better. But yeah, it covered all of like the main discoloration on my face that I wanted to. I'm also making sure to work that into my hairline just so I don't have any, I don't know, gaps in my hairline. I'm next going to go into concealer. Is my concealer still in this thing? Of course it is. I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. This is a multi-use concealer, and I'm in the shade 100 Ivory. I'm just going to twist this up a little bit and pop this under my eyes. I actually really like this concealer. I really like the shade undertones. I feel like this has a lot of different undertones that I can choose from, and I feel like Ivory is like a good match for me. Just a good shade. I don't feel like this is too thick of a concealer, but it provides good coverage. It's a nice brightening concealer, concealing concealer. It's quite full coverage. but you can sheer it out or build it up if you want to. It's just a really good drugstore concealer, and probably my favorite Maybelline concealer that I've found from them ever. And I've tried like a couple of products from Maybelline. I think this is my favorite concealer that they do. Next, I'm going to powder my face, and I'm going to be using the Too Faced Cocoa Contour Chisel to Perfection palette. This is a palette that you've been seeing a lot on my channel recently because it's in my project pan. So I'm just finishing off a couple of those shades in there that you can see. I'm going to be taking Light Cocoa, which is this light shade up here, and I'm really shoving my brush into it because I'm like struggling to get product out at this point. This is the Nude by Nature like a mineral face brush, the classic one that everyone has. And I'm just going to be like really packing this onto my face. Maybe I wouldn't be as intense with the powder if this like powder wasn't so panned, but it's really difficult for me to get this product out of the side of the pan because it's really up in there. So if you see me like scratching product out of the pan, that's why. It's because it's on its last legs. This foundation is pretty matte already, but I'm just dusting this over just to make sure everything's even, and I feel like it helps the cheek products that I choose to put on top go on smoother when I've just like made sure that my base is like totally set, totally even, not sticky, not like liquidy in any areas, not dewy or anything. I don't know. It's just what I like to do. I really like this brush for powders. I just love powdering my face with this brush. It's actually a really good one, and I need to use it more often. Even the size of the brush handle, it just fits so perfectly in my hand. I feel like I can really like do what I want with it. It's really good control over the powder. I should pick up one of the Nude by Nature pressed or loose powders eventually because it's an Australian brand and I hear really good things about it. Wayne Goss recently said it's his favourite mineral like foundation, and I've never even tried it, and it's an Australian brand and I'm Australian. Like it's here. I should try it. Anyway, use that. Now I'm going to go in with some bronzer. I'm going to be using the little brush that comes in the Cocoa Contour palette. This little like, it's a really good brush actually. It's like a little Too Faced brush. It looks dirty because the palette's dirty, but it's called the Contour Bouquet. It says on that side. And I'm just going to be grabbing a little bit of this cool tone shade just up here. It's called Medium Cocoa. I'm really going to shove into it because as you can see, there's not a lot of product in here. And I'm just going to trace really easily with this brush down the like shadow parts of my cheekbone just to give a little bit of a contour. This is like a really good cool tones shade. I'm going to be sad when I get rid of this palette because it is a really good palette. This was like one of my first high-end products. I think this palette was my first high-end product ever that I purchased for myself. And I just love it. How like easy was that to contour my face? It wasn't like the most chiseled contour. I'm not going for like, but like it just added a little definition. Easy, so nice. This brush is so soft. I kind of, after I tried this brush, wanted to try other brushes from Too Faced, but I have so many Real Techniques brushes that I love that I feel bad for them. Okay, maybe I'm going to go bronze my face now. So now I'm going to use the brush that I used to powder my face earlier. And I'm going to use this shade down here called Dark Cocoa. This one's more of like a cool toned medium-y shade. This one's more of a warm toned medium shade. So I'm just going to scratch it off the side with my nail because there's not enough product in the pan for me to like grab so easily. So I'm kind of crushing it up into a loose bronzer, and then I'm just going to loosely fluff that over the areas that I want to bronze. I'm going to take that under the jaw just for a little warmth, definition, bring some more bronzy tones back to the face. Under this side, of course on the other side, on the cheek as well. You can kind of like contour a little bit. I feel like with bronzer does give a little bit of shape. So if you're not going to contour your face and you still bronzer, I do feel like it gives a little bit of like a more shape to your face. But if you really want to properly contour, you know, use a different shade. Like if I contoured my nose with this warm tone shade that I'm bronzing my face with, it will give a little shape, but majority of the thing that it's going to do is just make my nose look a bit orange, which is, it's fine, but it doesn't really do as good of a job as if I used that shade Medium Cocoa instead on my nose, which actually I should do that next because it'll make me feel snatched. I love contouring my nose. I feel like it's so snatched when I do that. How have you guys been? What have you been up to recently? I've been working. Uni's back, as you probably saw in one of my vlogs. I'm back to uni. I'm just going to grab this brush and like put it on all the places where the sun would hit. So like maybe on the cheeks, across the front of the nose here, just like bring some bronzy colour back to the face. But yeah, I've been back to uni. I've been liking this semester so far. I know it's only week 1, but I'm excited for this semester. I feel like it's hopefully going to be a good one. Here's a random brush that I can contour my nose with. Okay, I'm going to contour my nose with this like angled shading brush from Real Techniques. Also, if you could hear people talking outside earlier, it's my parents. They're moving some furniture. I don't really know what they're up to. They didn't want me to participate though, so I said, okay. I'm dog sitting. I don't know where the dog is right now, but if you hear her walking around or coming into my room, she's a free lady. She can do what she wants. So yeah, I'm just like kind of contouring loosely with that powder, and then I'm going to grab that light cocoa shade, that light one. It's so hard to get on my finger, but I'm just going to trace that down the center of my nose just to highlight it. See what I mean? Like that gave so much definition to my nose. I'm glad I did that. Okay, now I'm going to go into some blush. The blush I've been loving recently, you've probably seen it before, it's MAC Desert Rose. It's just a really nice, neutral, mauvey, pinky kind of blush. Really love it. And I'm going to be using this brush here, which is from Real Techniques as well. I'm not really sure what this brush is called, and also if you can see dents on the brush, it's because my dog gave this brush a chew. She thought this brush looked tasty, so she chewed it. Love that for her. Anyway, I like using a fluffier brush with my more pigmented blush products such as this one, just because I feel like I can fluff it around on the cheeks better and get a more dispersed application. I'm just going to be popping this on the tops of my cheekbones because I like a more lifted application of blush. I know some people like to smile and put it there, but I feel like that looks odd on me. It's not my preference. It's not bad or anything. Like, if you like doing that, do it. You know, all these things that I say about makeup, it's just my preference. You don't have to like follow it. The most exciting part about makeup is like, no rules, go crazy. So if I say something that I think doesn't look good on me, try it on you. Like, don't listen. If you like something on you and I say I don't like it on me, you know, that's just for me. Do it for yourself. Don't listen to my nonsense. That's the blush I'm going to do. I like taking it across the nose. I feel like I'm like sun-kissed. Do I go into highlight? No, I'll do that later. Okay, I'm going to go into eyes now. The eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using is, of course, the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. I've been doing a lot of looks with this palette because I feel like it's a palette that a lot of people have. So I feel like these are like accessible looks. I'm going to be grabbing the shade Milk Chocolate, which is just this one here. It's like a matte mid-toned brown. It's not particularly warm. It's not particularly cool. And I'm just going to be defining the crease with this shade and taking that not all the way up to the brow bone, but like a lot of places, you know. I'm really going to work this over the crease. This is going to be quite a dark look, so I'm going to make sure that I take this quite high because there's going to be a lot of darker looking shadows towards the lash line more. So I'm going to take this on both lids. I'm using this kind of base shadow brush from Real Techniques. Love this brush. It's probably one of my favorite eye brushes of all time. This, I could make a whole look out of just this brush. Like, it's a really nice brush. I have a couple of them and they're my favourite. They're on rotation. I miss them when they're in the wash. Anyway, that's all I'm going to do for that one. Next, I'm going to take... I haven't like totally decided how I'm going to do this look. I'm going to take a Semi-Sweet, which is this matte shade here. And I'm just going to also take that over the crease as well, just to further add depth to the look. Really love the mattes in this palette. Probably what I reach for the most. I actually, in my day-to-day life, don't typically reach for the colored shades from this palette, even though there's lots of like nice colors in this palette and they can take the eyeshadow look in so many different directions. I typically only go for like, you know, boring neutral brown looks, so I love doing these tutorials because it kind of pushes me out of my comfort zone and into more like, not colorful because these are still neutral looks, but like using the colorfuler shades from these palettes is kind of exciting for me. Next I'm going to grab this shade here in the corner. It's called Triple Fudge and it's the darkest matte brown from the palette. Again, using that same brush, and I'm just going to be taking that through the crease, further deepening up the crease. Just a really nice smooth brown shade. I can like, okay, this sounds really weird, but I can kind of taste the chocolate because I've used so much chocolate products on my face and it's sweet. Like, this palette is so delicious. I've had it for so long and it still smells like chocolate. So I'm doing like a little dodgy blend. I'm probably going to blend this out a little better using this brush here. This is like a little loose blending brush. If you can see that this brush is stained green, it's because one time in year 12, I dressed up as the Wicked Witch of the West and I painted my entire face green and I did green eyeshadow on top of my green like face painting. And a couple of my brushes are just a little bit green from that time. That was like 3 or 4 years ago now. But yeah, it doesn't impact my looks. The brushes just are like a little bit stained. That's all like the dark, like crease shades I'm going to put on. Next, I'm going to be grabbing my finger and I'm going to be going into this shade here called Black Forest Truffle. It's like kind of a mauvey burgundy shade. But it has like a glitter through it. I'm not sure if you can see that. Yeah, you can. It has a golden glitter through it. I'm just going to pack that directly onto the mobile lid. And this is going to be the darkest shade for the look today. And I'm going to create like a smoky kind of eye like that. Love the way this is coming out. It kind of blends into that darkest triple fudge shade that we put on the outer corner. And by using your finger, I feel like the gold really shows up, you know. If I used a brush, the gold like reflects through this matte shade. Like this is like not a shimmer shade. I feel like it's a matte with gold reflex through it. And if I didn't use my finger and just used a brush, I feel like I might sweep away some of those gold reflex. So by using my finger and rubbing it around, I feel like I can really accentuate that gold reflect through the shadow. But yeah, that's what it looks like now. I'm just going to grab the brush that I used to blend all those crease shades around and just really gently blur the edges to see what stays on my lid, because I just packed that on with my finger. It's not like the most solid thing that I've ever put on my eye. So I kind of have this big, loose, smoky, oh my goodness, it's actually so nicely blended over here. Yes. I'm just going to blend this side a little more. Okay, I want to up the intensity on the like dark shade. I want to kind of make it a little bit more smoky, a little darker. So I'm going to grab my finger again, rub that in the shade. I'm just going for it with my finger and rubbing that again into my lash line and along with the mobile lid, just to make sure that that area is the darkest part. I really want like a dark smoky halo eye. And again, taking that brush, I'm just buffing the edges to make sure there's no harsh lines. I'm really happy with the way that came out. I think that looks really good. Now I'm going to go in with, my finger's so dirty now. Now I'm going to go in with the shade down here called Champagne Truffle, and I'm going to be highlighting my face with that shade. Do I have any fallout on my face? A little bit. Where's the bronzer brush that I used? Okay, I'm just going to sweep off any fallout with that little bronzer brush. Just make sure that my face isn't like dirty or anything. That looks good. Oh, my finger's so dirty. I should have like brought a tissue with me. Regrets, regrets. Okay, where's the highlighter brush? This highlighter brush is the Real Techniques angled setting brush. It just looks like this. And I'm going to be taking this and going into the shade Champagne Truffle down here, which is a really nice kind of pinky pearlescent shade. I'm going to be highlighting the cheekbones with this. How gorgeous is this shade? Oh my gosh, I just like brushed a little bit and I can taste it. It's so sweet. But yeah, really gorgeous. Not too pinky. Like sometimes I can be a little like scared of pinky shades, but this isn't too pinky. Like this is actually gorgeous. I have a little bit of hard pan, so don't mind me just scratching that with my finger. That's no fault of the palettes. That's like I used wet products in conjunction with this highlight one time. I'm gonna do a lot of highlight because I like to be really highlighted, and also I feel like this highlighter looks so good with the burgundy tones of the eye look. I'm also gonna take it above the brow bone here, just on like the forehead area up here, so there's like a big C shape of highlighted goodness. I'm also going to take this on the smaller details of the face using this brush here from Nude by Nature. This is called the concealer brush, but I just use it for whatever I feel like. I'm going to wet this brush with some NYX matte finish setting spray, and I'm just going to be grabbing that and taking it on the detailed areas of my face. So down the center of the nose, just on the tip, the bridge, and then dragging the extra down. I feel like that gives like really appearance of a straight nose. It really like defines the nose. Taking a bit on the Cupid's bow, of course in the inner corners, and this will bring light back to the eye look. I really like the way this eye look turned out. I was a bit hesitant about it, as you probably saw. I was like nervous about what it was going to be, what shadows to choose, but I'm really pleased with it. I feel sexy. I'm just going to do that on both sides, just highlighting the inner corners. This pearlescent golden champagne truffle shade is actually really working well with the rest of the colours on my face. I'm also going to take this on my brow bone. I'm going to put it with the damp brush, but I'm probably going to blend it out with my finger just so that there are no like harsh edges. I almost went in with my dirty finger. Imagine me rubbing my dirty finger over my damp brow bone. That would have been an interesting time. But yeah, that's all of the stuff that I'm going to show you so far. I'm going to run away, do my lashes, my liner, and my brows, and I'll be right back. Hello you guys, I'm back now. Let me just fix this up. So I did put on my lashes, my liner, my brows. My lashes are still drying because I used the Duo lash glue, the one that goes on white and dries clear. So you can see that still. Also, I'll show you, I got a new eyeliner. It was a gift from my cousin, my mum's cousin, who gave me this as well. It's the Tartist Black Double Take Eyeliner. And so one side is a eyeliner, this is what I used today, and the other side is like a retractable like kohl crayon thing. So I didn't try that side yet, but I used the felt tip side today, and Not mad about it. Okay, I'm gonna put on some like stuff underneath my eyes as well. Just like, I don't usually do this, but I feel like putting on some lower lash shadow today. I'm gonna grab a little bit of that black forest truffle shade on this Nude by Nature crease brush. It's like a dense brush like this, and I'm just going to like look up and like rub this under my eye a little bit. Just for like something. See how there's like a little bit something? Nothing, something. I rarely ever take stuff under my lash line, but I just feel like it today, so we're going to do it. I feel like it's going to add a little bit more depth because it's quite a dark look. I feel like, oh, adds a sexiness. I never go under my lash line. I'm not scared of it, but like I like everything to be top heavy, but today I'm feeling it. Let's take that up a little bit so it like blends into the rest. Yeah, I wanted it to be like one shape, so I blended it up into my wing a bit as well. By the way, the eyebrows that I did are, as per usual, my Colourpop Precision Brow Pencil. It's the same one that I always use. It's got a really nice fine tip, and I feel like I can draw on my tiny little tail onto my brows really easily with it. You can create brush-like strokes to make like brow hairs if you want, or you can just use it to blend around. There's a spoolie on the end, so it's just easy to use. Ooh, I'm happy with my makeup. I'm just going to let that lash glue dry some more as I put on my lip product. The lip product I'm going to use today is from KKW Beauty. This is from her first collaboration she did with Makeup by Mario, and this is the shade Super Nude. So I'm going to pop on Super Nude onto my lips. It's a super nude shade, as you can tell. Light nude. It's not like totally opaque, so it's still going to like, you can still see my lip peeking through, but it's just a really nice, really light nude lip gloss. It has no scent. Like, her products don't have like a cake flavor, no like vanilla flavor. It's just like nothing. I like this look. Oh my goodness, guys. I was a little bit nervous. You saw me hesitating, umming and ahhing when I was choosing what shades from this palette, but I really like the way this came out. I was kind of inspired by like some people's formal look like this, and I thought it was really hot. But yeah, that is the completed makeup look. Oh, I should put on some setting spray. This is the NYX Matte Finish setting spray that I've been using recently. That's my face. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment anything you would like to see from me in future down below. Subscribe if you would like to see more content from me, and hopefully I'll see you in a future video soon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye!
Outro time. This is my face with the look that I did. I feel cute. Don't look at my drying lash glue. It did dry eventually, just not when I was filming, which is kind of rude. But yeah, see you. Bye.